Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start by telling you something very real. It's something that's been right in front of us for a long time, but many of us don't see it. You ever had that moment when you're walking down the street or you're in the car or you're at work and you look at the clock and you see it 11:11? You don't know why, but something inside you tells you that there's something special about it. Maybe you made a wish, maybe you just noticed it, but there's a feeling in your chest that says, this means something you ever had that. Now, I know most of us just chalk it up to coincidence or some harmless little moment in time that doesn't really mean anything. But what if I told you that 1111 is trying to speak to you? What if it's a sign, a call to action, a reminder that there's more going on around us than meets the eye? Now, I'm not here to tell you about some new age idea or some gimmick. I'm here to tell you the truth about what's in front of us every day. If we just stop long enough to listen, long enough to look, it's a wake up call, a signal that you're on the right path, or that you need to change course. The question is, are you paying attention, or are you too busy to notice the signs that are all around you? This world, this life we're living is more than just waking up every day, going through the motions and getting by. You know that. I know that. But how many of us are really living? How many of us are really paying attention to the moments that count? Let me be clear with you, time. That precious thing we can never get back is always moving. And every moment is an opportunity to either move toward your dreams or stay stuck in your comfort zone. And it's easy to get stuck. It's easy to let life pass you by, to let the distractions, the noise, the chaos pull you away from your purpose. But 11:11, that's a sign to wake up, to stop looking at life like it's just another routine, just another day, and start seeing it as the opportunity that it truly is. It's the universe trying to shake you, trying to say, wake up. There's more for you. There's more in you if you'll just listen. Now, what does 11:11 mean? Why is it significant? Why do so many people around the world look at that time and feel like something has clicked in their mind? 11:11 is not just a random time, it's a sequence. It's a pattern. It's a mirror image. It's two numbers standing tall, side by side, telling you that you're connected to something bigger than yourself. You see, everything in life happens in cycles. We wake up, we sleep, we work, we love, we struggle. But what if you knew that you were part of a greater design, a plan, a force greater than yourself? What if you knew you weren't alone in this journey? What if you realized that there's more to life than just what you can see and touch? 11:11 is a reminder of that. It's a subtle nudge from the universe to stop and reflect, to realize that you have the power to change your life, to make your dreams come true, to make a difference, but only if you wake up. Now, I'm not saying that seeing 11:11 is a magic trick or that it'll instantly solve all your problems. No. What I'm saying is that it's an invitation, it's an opportunity. When you see that time, you've been given a moment to pause, to take a breath, to acknowledge where you are and where you're going. It's a call to action. It's a reminder that you've got a purpose. And that purpose is bigger than just surviving from one day to the next. You're here for a reason. I believe that with everything I've got, you were born with greatness inside of you. Don't let the distractions, the setbacks, the failures, or the negativity of the world take that from you. Don't let your circumstances define who you are. When you see 11:11:11, that's your cue. That's your sign to step up, to rise above, to keep going. The world needs your greatness. We need you to show up and be who you were born to be. And I know you've been through some tough times. I know life hasn't always been easy. You've had your share of challenges, just like everyone else. You've been knocked down, you've been hurt, you've been broken, you felt like quitting. But let me tell you something, those moments don't define you. You hear me? They don't define you. What defines you is how you rise from those moments. What defines you is your ability to stand up when the world tries to knock you down. What defines you is the decision you make in the face of adversity to keep moving forward. 11:11:11 is a reminder that no matter where you are in life, you've got the power to change it. You've got the power to shift your mindset, to rise up, to heal, to grow, to evolve. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking you to be flawless. But I am asking you to show up every day. I'm asking you to give your best, even when things get hard. I'm asking you to put in the work, to put in the time, to make your dreams a reality. When you see 1111, you're being reminded that you're not alone on this journey. You've got help, you've got support, you've got strength inside of you that you haven't even tapped into yet. It's time to unlock it. It's time to step into the person you were always meant to be. But don't ignore 1111. Don't ignore the signs. When that number shows up in your life, it's not just a coincidence. It's not just a random thing. It's the universe, your higher self, calling you to the next level. It's your chance to align with the energy of the world, to tap into your full potential, to embrace your purpose. But it's up to you to listen. It's up to you to act. When you see 1111, stop and think, what is the universe trying to tell me right now? What is it that you need to change? What is it that you need to let go of? What is it that you need to start doing in order to move forward? It's easy to get caught up in the noise of the world. It's easy to get lost in the distractions, to get stuck in the grind. But when you see 1111, that's a moment to reconnect with yourself. That's a moment to tune in to your inner voice and listen to what it's telling you. It's a moment to check in with your dreams, your goals, your purpose, and ask yourself, am I on the right path? Am I living the life I'm meant to live? If you're not, then it's time to make a change. It's time to stop ignoring the signs and start taking action. You've got everything you need inside of you to create the life you want. You just have to believe it, and you've got to take the first step. So, what's the next step for you? I want you to think about that right now. What's the next thing you need to do to get closer to the life you want to live? Maybe it's making that phone call. Maybe it's writing that book. Maybe it's starting that business. Maybe it's making peace with your past. Whatever it is, don't wait, don't put it off. The clock is ticking. And when you see 1111, that's your cue. It's time to take action. It's time to move forward. You are capable of more than you know. You are stronger than you think. You have the power to create the life you want. But you've got to step up. You've got to stop making excuses. You've got to stop letting fear hold you back. 1111 is a sign that the time is now. The time is always now. And if you don't act now, if you don't move forward now, if you don't rise up now, then when? When will you? When will you finally step into the greatness that's waiting for you? Don't ignore 111111. It's your moment. It's your sign. It's your call to action. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't doubt yourself. You've got this. And the world is waiting for you to show up. The 1111 symbol serves as a reminder to be aware of the present moment and reconnect with your true purpose. It encourages individuals to stop going through the motions and start seeing life as an opportunity to make meaningful change. The speech emphasizes that everyone has the power to transform their life through mindset, action, and perseverance. Seeing 1111 is portrayed as a sign that you have the strength to overcome challenges and unlock your full potential. The keynote of growth highlights the importance of embracing change, letting go of the past, and rising above adversity. It encourages people to stop ignoring the signs in life and to take the necessary steps toward evolving into their best selves. 1111 is framed as a call to action, a moment to pause, reflect, and make decisions that align with your goals. The speech urges individuals to act on their dreams and stop waiting for the right time because the time is always now. Every moment we spend in this world is a precious one. Time is something that none of us can control, and once it's gone, it's gone. The simple truth is that life can slip away before they can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction with where you are in life or a realization that you're not living up to your full potential. But these questions are crucial. They are not meant to make you feel small or insignificant, but to make you wake up, to help you realize that you have a bigger role to play. We don't just go through life for the sake of going through it. We're all given a purpose, a calling, something bigger than ourselves to strive toward. And that purpose isn't always immediately obvious, which is why many of us go through life without truly realizing what it is. There's a simple concept that I want you to think about: awareness. Awareness of the present moment, awareness of your own thoughts, awareness of the choices you make every day, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you interact with others, it all matters. Every thought you have, every decision you make, no matter how small, is contributing to the life you're creating for yourself. Most of us are so caught up in the rush of our busy lives that we forget to really focus on the here and now. We're always thinking about the future, about what's coming next, and how we can get there. And while having goals is important, being constantly fixated on the future often causes us to miss the magic of the present. If you never take the time to be truly present, to be truly aware, you will miss the signs, the opportunities, and the lessons that are right in front of you. This is where the idea of 1111 comes into play. It may seem trivial to some, but there's a reason why so many people around the world notice this time and feel like it's a sign, a signal, a nudge to take a step back and pay attention. 1111 is not just a time on the clock, it's a reminder that the universe is always speaking to us, always trying to get our attention. But the question is, are we listening? The world is constantly sending us messages, both big and small, to help guide us, to help us align with our true path. But we can only pick up on those messages if we're present, if we're aware. Awareness allows you to tap into the deeper currents of life, to become in tune with the subtle energies around you. It helps you to recognize patterns, synchronicities, and opportunities that others may miss. When you stop to acknowledge that 1111 isn't just a random coincidence, you start to open yourself up to a bigger understanding of how life works. It's not about the numbers themselves, but about what they are. They represent a wake-up call to pay attention, to shift your focus, to become more conscious of the choices you're making and the direction you're heading. But awareness alone isn't enough. Awareness must be coupled with purpose. And purpose, my friend, is the fuel that drives you. Purpose gives your life meaning. Purpose is the reason you get out of bed in the morning. It's the thing that makes you push through the challenges, keep going when things get tough, and persevere when you feel like quitting. Without purpose, life can feel hollow. You can get stuck in a cycle of routine, of simply going through the motions without ever feeling truly fulfilled. But when you connect with your purpose, everything changes. Purpose ignites a fire within you. It gives you direction. It pulls you forward even when obstacles stand in your way. It's the thing that makes you feel alive. And the truth is that we all have a purpose, even if it's not always obvious at first. Um, the problem is that many people go through life without ever finding their true purpose. They get caught up in the expectations of others, in the pressures of society, in the desire to conform, and they lose sight of what truly matters to them. It's easy to let the world dictate what you should do, what you should value, and how you should live. But when you stop to truly think about it, when you stop and ask yourself, what do I want out of this life? That's when you can begin to discover your purpose. And once you do, it's like a light bulb goes off. Everything starts to make sense. You begin to see the world through a different lens, and the decisions you make are no longer based on what others expect, on what you know is aligned with your true self. But it's not always easy to find your purpose. Sometimes it requires getting still, quieting your mind and listening deeply to your heart. It requires reflection, self-awareness, and honesty with yourself. It's a journey, and sometimes the path isn't clear right away. That's okay. The journey is just as important as the destination. The key is to trust that your purpose is out there waiting for you, and that when the time is right, it will reveal itself. And as you move through life with that awareness and purpose, you start to see that 1111 isn't just a reminder of the present moment, it's also a sign that you're on the right track. You're aligned with your purpose. You're headed in the right direction. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. Now, let me tell you something important. Awareness and purpose go hand in hand. You can have all the purpose in the world, but if you're not aware of what's going on around you, if you're not paying attention to the signs, the signals, and the opportunities that present themselves, then you'll miss it. On the other hand, you can be aware of everything around you. But if you don't have purpose, if you don't know where you're going, all of that awareness will just leave you feeling lost. It's the combination of these two things, awareness and purpose, that can truly transform your life. And when you're aware, you see the opportunities. When you have purpose, you know which ones to take. And this is why I tell you to never ignore the signs. Never ignore the synchronicities that appear in your life, whether it's 11:11 on the clock or some other signal that's unique to you. These moments are not coincidences. No, they're reminders that you're connected to something greater than yourself. They're nudges from the universe to stay on track, to keep moving forward, to trust the process. Life is a journey, and we can't control everything that happens along the way, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to be aware, to stay focused, and to live with purpose. And when we do that, when we align ourselves with our true purpose and we become fully present in our lives, that's when we start to live the life we were always meant to live. You were always meant to live. So I challenge you today to take a moment, stop and listen to the quiet voice within you. Take a moment to reflect on your life, on your path, and your purpose. Ask yourself the hard questions. Am I living the life I'm meant to live? What is my purpose? Am I being true to myself? The answers might not come right away, but that's okay. What matters is that you start asking the questions. What matters is that you become aware. And once you do, everything else will begin to fall into place. Which means your purpose is waiting for you. The universe is speaking to you. All you have to do is listen. We live in a world where everyone seems to be telling us what we should do, who we should be, and how we should act. We're bombarded by messages, expectations, and societal standards that often drown out the voice inside of us, the one that tells us who we truly are and we're capable of. So it's easy to get lost in the noise, to lose sight of the power we hold within ourselves, to fall into the trap of thinking that we are at the mercy of our circumstances. But let me tell you this, you are not a product of your circumstances. You are not defined by what has happened to you, by the challenges you've faced, or by the failures you've encountered. The truth is, you have a power inside of you, an incredible force that can change your life and the lives of others if you only tap into it. And that power is called personal empowerment. It, personal empowerment is about reclaiming your strength, your confidence, and your belief in your own ability to create change in your life. It's about taking control of your own narrative and over allowing external forces to dictate your path. But we often give away our power without even realizing it. We let fear control us. We let doubt creep in. We let the opinions of others weigh us down. But when you understand that your power is not external, that it's not dependent on your circumstances or the approval of others, you begin to see the truth. You hold the keys to your own destiny. And once you realize that, you become unstoppable. With the first step in personal empowerment is understanding that you are worthy. You are worthy of success, of happiness, of love, and of all the good things that life has to offer. And too many of us go through life thinking that we don't deserve what we want, that we're not good enough, or that we don't have what it takes. We've internalized messages from society, from our families, from past experiences that tell us we're not enough. But the truth is, you've always been enough. Your worth is not determined by external validation, it's intrinsic, it comes from within. And once you understand your inherent worth, you unlock a power that can drive you to accomplish anything you set your mind to. But knowing your worth is only the beginning. Personal empowerment also requires taking responsibility for your life. This is where many people falter. It's easy to blame other people, circumstances, or the world for our problems. Well, it's easy to fall into the victim mentality where we believe that we have no control over what happens to us. But when you take responsibility for your life, when you stop blaming others and start taking ownership of your actions, you reclaim your power. You realize that no matter what life throws at you, you have the ability to choose how you respond. You have the ability to create change. You have the ability to shape your own destiny. And that realization is the first step toward true empowerment. Taking responsibility doesn't mean that you're to blame for everything that's happened to you, especially the things that were out of your control. It means recognizing that while you may not be able to control everything that happens to you, you can always control how you react to it. You have the power to change your attitude, your mindset, and your approach. You can choose to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth, every setback as a lesson, every failure as a stepping stone to success. When you take responsibility, you stop being a victim of your circumstances and you start being the architect of your own life. That is personal empowerment in its purest form. Once you take responsibility for your life, the next step is to stop limiting yourself. We all have limiting beliefs, those stories we tell ourselves about what we can and can't do. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'll never be successful. These beliefs are the chains that hold us back from reaching our full potential. But the truth is, these beliefs are just that beliefs. They're not facts. They're not reality. And they are story we've been telling ourselves, stories that have been shaped by our past experiences, by the opinions of others, and by our fears. But when you understand that these limiting beliefs are not truths, you can start to break free from them. Breaking free from limiting beliefs requires a shift in mindset. It requires you to challenge the stories you've been telling yourself and replace them with new empowering beliefs. Instead of telling yourself that you're not good enough, start telling yourself more than capable of achieving your goals. Instead of telling yourself that you'll never succeed, start believing that success is your birthright and that you have everything it takes to get there. When you change the way you think about yourself, you change the way you show in the world. You begin to step into your power. You begin to act from a place of confidence, not fear. And that's when you start to create the life you've always dreamed of. Another important aspect of personal empowerment is learning to trust yourself. Too often, we look to others for validation, for guidance, for approval. We seek reassurance from friends, family, and colleagues, hoping that they'll tell us that we're on the right path. But the truth is, the only person whose opinion matters when it comes to your life is you. You are the only one who knows what's best for you. You are the only one who can make the decisions that will lead you to your highest potential. And in order to do that, you must trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your intuition, trust your judgment. When you trust yourself, you gain confidence in your decisions, in your abilities, and in your path. You stop second guessing yourself. You stop seeking validation from others. You start living authentically in alignment with your true self. And that is one of the most powerful things you can do. Trusting yourself also means trusting the process. Life doesn't always unfold in a straight line. There are twists and turns, up yes and downs, moments of uncertainty and doubt. But when you trust yourself, you trust that everything that happens along the way is part of the journey. You trust that the challenges you face are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. You trust that even in the moments when things seem uncertain, you are exactly where you need to be. Trusting yourself allows you to move forward with courage, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Even this gives you the confidence to take risks, to try new things, to put yourself out there, and to push through fear. When you trust yourself, you begin to unlock a level of confidence and empowerment that propels you toward your goals. Personal empowerment is also about taking action. It's one thing to believe in yourself, to know your worth, to trust your instincts. But it's another thing entirely to take consistent, committed action toward your goals. Your action is what turns dreams into reality. It's what transforms ideas into tangible results. It's easy to talk about what you want to do, to make plans, to set goals. But without action, those plans remain just that, plans. But taking action requires discipline, perseverance, and a willingness to step out of your comfort zone. It requires you to move past fear and doubt, to push through resistance, and to keep going even when things get tough. Personal empowerment isn't about waiting for the perfect moment to act. It's about deciding that today is the day that you're going to take the first step, no matter how small, toward your dreams. And personal empowerment is not just about individual success. It's about using your power to lift others up, to inspire, to create a ripple effect of positive change in the world. When you step into your full power, you give others permission to do the same. You show them what's possible. You inspire them to believe in themselves and to take action toward their own goals. Empowering yourself empowers others. It creates a chain reaction of growth, of transformation, of possibility. When you take control of your life, when you live with purpose, when you trust yourself and take action, you become a beacon of light for others. You show them that anything is possible. And that's the true power of personal empowerment. It's not just about changing your own life, it's about changing the world around you. Growth is the most beautiful yet challenging aspect of life. It demands change. It pushes you outside of your comfort zone. It asks you to become someone better than you were yesterday. But here's the truth: change is inevitable. It will happen whether you're ready for it or not. You can either resist it and struggle, or you can embrace it and allow it to transform you into the person you are meant to become. Growth doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen without effort. It's a deliberate choice, a decision to move forward, to evolve, and to rise above the limitations that life or your own mind may impose on you. There are no shortcuts to true growth. You have to face the difficult moments, the challenges, the setbacks, and you have to keep moving forward. One of the most important things to understand about growth is that It often doesn't come in a straight line. We live in a world that celebrates quick results, fast fixes, and immediate gratification. But true growth is not something that can be rushed. It's like planting a seed. You don't plant a seed in the ground and expect it to sprout into a full grown tree the next day. You nurture it, you water it, you give it sunlight. And over time, with patience, it slowly begins to grow. Growth is just like that. It requires time, effort, and persistence. And sometimes, just when you feel like you're making progress, life will throw you a curveball. You might stumble, you might fall. But those moments of struggle are where the real growth happens. They're the moments when you are tested, when your resilience is pushed to the limit. It's in those moments when you face your greatest fears and rise above them that you truly grow. To grow, you must be willing to change. And change is one of the hardest things for most people. It requires letting go of the familiar, stepping into the unknown, and facing the discomfort that comes with new experiences. Most people prefer to stay where they are because it feels safe, even if it's not where they're meant to be. They cling to what they know because the idea of stepping out into unfamiliar territory feels risky, uncertain, and frightening. But you can't grow if you're not willing to step outside of your comfort zone. Every time you stretch yourself beyond what you thought was possible, you unlock a new level of strength, capability, and resilience within yourself. Change is not just about external circumstances shifting, it's about transforming internally, about changing the way you think, the way you perceive the world, and the way you approach challenges. If you want to grow, you have to be willing to fail. Failure is a part of growth. It's a necessary stepping stone on the path to success. Too often, we fear failure. We fear it so much that we don't even try. But the truth is that failure is where the lessons are. It's where we learn what works and what doesn't. It's where we learn how to adapt, how to be more resilient, and how to improve. The most successful people didn't get there without failing, without facing setbacks, without making mistakes along the way. They embraced failure. They saw it as part of the process. They didn't let it define them or stop them. They used it as fuel to push forward. And that's exactly how you should view failure, as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to get better. You won't grow if you don't take risks, if you don't allow yourself to fail and get back up. So embrace failure. It's not the end, it's just the beginning of the next phase of your growth. Growth is also about developing new skills and gaining new knowledge. It's about constantly learning and evolving. No matter where you are in life, there is always something new to learn. The world is constantly changing, and if you want to grow, you have to keep up. You can't expect to stay the same and move forward. You have to challenge yourself to improve, to develop new talents, to acquire new insights. This requires an open mind and a willingness to constantly challenge your beliefs, your thoughts, and your habits. Growth doesn't happen when you stay comfortable in the same routines. It happens when you seek new challenges, when you push yourself to learn something new, when you go beyond what you know and experience something different. If you want to grow, you have to stay curious. You have to approach life with a mindset of learning, always seeking opportunities to expand your horizons and improve yourself. One of the hardest parts of growth is dealing with the discomfort that comes with it. Growth is not always easy. In fact, it's often painful. It's uncomfortable to face the parts of yourself that you'd rather ignore, to confront your fears, and to confront the limitations you've placed on yourself. But that discomfort is where the magic happens. When you push through the discomfort, when you don't give up, when you keep going despite the challenges, you start to realize that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. The discomfort is a sign that you're growing, that you're breaking through the barriers that have been holding you back. It's like a muscle at first, it feels strained and sore, but over time, with consistent effort, it grows stronger. When you allow yourself to feel that discomfort and move through it, you become more resilient. You develop a strength that wasn't there before, and that strength carries you through the next challenge. As you grow, you will inevitably encounter obstacles along the way. Life will test you. People will doubt you. You will face moments of doubt and uncertainty. But the key to growth is not avoiding these obstacles, it's how you respond to them. Obstacles are not signs that you should stop. They are signs that you need to adapt, to grow stronger, and to learn. Each obstacle you face is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can overcome anything that comes your way. Every time you rise above an obstacle, You become more confident in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. You develop a mindset that says, I can do this, I can handle this, I will not be defeated. And that mindset is the key to unstoppable growth. It's important to understand that growth doesn't just happen on its own, it requires intentionality, it requires action. You can't wait for life to change for you. You have to take the steps to change your life. This might mean making tough decisions, breaking old habits, or pushing yourself to do things you've never done before. Growth requires effort. It requires you to show up every day and do the work, even when you don't feel like it. It requires you to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. And sometimes growth happens in the small moments. It's in the little choices you make every day, the way you speak to yourself, the habits you build, the way you show up for others, and the actions you take toward your goals. Growth is a process, and it happens little by little, step by step. But as long as you keep taking those steps, as long as you keep moving forward, you'll eventually reach a point where you look back and realize how far you've come. Part of the process of growth is learning to let go. You can't grow if you're constantly holding on to the past. You can't move forward if you're dragging old baggage behind you. To grow, you must release the things that no longer serve you, the negative thoughts, the toxic relationships, the fears that hold you back. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing the hold that these things have on you. It means accepting that they are a part of your story, but they do not define your future. When you let go of the past, you create space for new opportunities, new experiences, and new growth. It's only by letting go that you can make room for something better. You see, growth isn't just about becoming someone different. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about uncovering the potential that has always been inside you, waiting to be awakened. And that's the beauty of it. Growth is a continual process. It doesn't stop. Even when you reach one goal, there's always another one to strive for. There's always another layer of growth waiting for you to uncover. So embrace it. Embrace the challenges, the discomfort, the failures, the lessons. Embrace the change. Because in the end, growth is not just about reaching a destination, it's about becoming who you were always meant to be. Change is inevitable. It will come whether you're ready for it or not. But how you choose to handle it, how you choose to respond to it is entirely up to you. Growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. It requires action, patience, resilience, and most importantly, the willingness to face discomfort and move through it. The road to growth isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. When you commit to growth, you commit to living a life that is full of possibility, full of potential, and full of purpose. So step into the change. Embrace the discomfort. Keep moving forward, because that's where your true power lies in the process of growth. There is a moment in everyone's life when the opportunity for change, for greatness, for something new presents itself. It doesn't always announce itself with flashing lights or fanfare. It's often subtle, almost imperceptible, slipping quietly into our lives without us realizing it. But if you're paying attention, if you're truly present in the moment, you will see it. That moment holds the power to shape your future, to transform your life, to take you in a direction you never thought possible. The question is, will you recognize it? And even more importantly, will you have the courage to seize it? We often live in a world where the demands of the past and the anxiety about the future dominate our minds. We spend so much time worrying about what's happened before or what could happen down the road that we miss the opportunities right in front of us. We become so focused on the what ifs, the could haves, and the should haves that we forget the most powerful time we have is right now. The present moment is all we ever truly have. It is the only time that exists. The past is gone and the future is uncertain, but right now, this moment is where everything happens. This is where we have the power to make choices, to take action, to shift the direction of our lives. Seizing the moment means being fully present, tuned into the now, and ready to act when opportunity knocks. It means letting go of distractions, pushing past doubts, and taking the leap when the time is right. But seizing the moment isn't always easy. It requires overcoming fears and insecurities, pushing past the comfort zone, and stepping into the unknown. It requires you to trust yourself, to believe that you have the ability to handle what comes your way. The moment will never feel perfect. There will always be reasons not to act, reasons to wait, reasons to hesitate. But if you wait for the perfect moment, you may wait forever. Sometimes you have to take action, even when you don't feel completely ready, even when the future is uncertain. The key to seizing the moment is understanding that opportunities are fleeting. They don't last forever. If you hesitate, if you wait too long, that moment may pass you by. There's a saying that goes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It's a simple truth, but one that many people overlook. They sit on the sidelines waiting for a better time, waiting for more certainty, waiting for a clearer path. But by the time they make their move, the opportunity has vanished and they're left wondering what could have been. The reality is that the world doesn't wait for you. Time keeps moving forward. And if you're not ready to act when the moment comes, someone else will. They will seize the opportunity you missed and they will run with it. Don't let that happen. Don't let fear, doubt, or indecision hold you back from the life that's waiting for you. We often hold ourselves back from seizing the moment because of fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making the wrong choice. But what we fail to realize is that fear is just an emotion. And like all emotions, it doesn't have to control us. Fear doesn't mean we can't take action. Fear is just a signal that we're stepping outside of our comfort zone, that we're about to do something that will push us to grow. Instead of running away from fear, we need to embrace it. We need to recognize that fear is a part of the process, a sign that we're on the right path. Every time we push through fear, we grow stronger, more capable, more confident in ourselves. So instead of allowing fear to paralyze you, use it as fuel. Let it propel you forward, not hold you back. The beauty of seizing the moment is that it doesn't always have to be a grand, life altering decision. Sometimes it's about making small choices in the present moment that lead to bigger changes down the road. It's about saying yes to opportunities that may seem insignificant at first, but can lead to incredible things. The more you practice seizing the moment in the small things, the easier it becomes to take action when the big opportunities come your way. It's about cultivating a mindset that's open, receptive, and willing to take risks, to try new things, to say yes to life. Life is full of opportunities, but they don't always come in the form we expect. The most transformative moments in your life might not come from huge, dramatic events. They might come from a simple conversation, a small decision, or a chance encounter. But if you're not open to them, if you're not paying attention to the moment, you might miss them entirely. Seizing the moment also requires a deep trust in yourself and in your ability to handle what comes your way. It's easy to doubt ourselves, to think we're not ready, or that we don't have what it takes. But here's the truth: you are more capable than you realize. You have everything within you to handle whatever life throws at you. When you trust yourself, you remove the fear and the doubt that hold you back. You believe that you can handle the challenges, learn the lessons, and grow from every experience. Trusting yourself allows you to take risks, to act boldly, and to embrace the uncertainty that comes with every opportunity. Without trust in yourself, you'll constantly second guess, constantly wonder if you're making the right decision. But with trust, you step forward with confidence, knowing that whatever happens, you will be okay. Trust is the foundation for seizing the moment. Taking action in the present moment is not just about big life-changing decisions. It's also about the daily choices you make. It's the way you show up in the world every single day. Do you take the small opportunities that arise to be kind, to be generous, to be present with those around you? Do you take the moment to make a positive impact, even in the smallest ways? Often, the moments that matter the most are the ones that seem insignificant at the time. But when you look back, you realize that these small moments were the ones that changed everything. It's the decision to speak up when you normally would stay quiet, to take that first step, even when you're unsure, to be vulnerable and take a chance on someone or something. These small acts of courage add up over time. And before you know it, you've created a life full of meaningful moments. Another important aspect of seizing the moment is letting go of the past. We can't change what has already happened, but so many people live their lives stuck in the past, haunted by regrets, mistakes, or what they believe they should have done differently. Holding on to the past keeps you tethered to a life that no longer exists. It prevents you from moving forward, from embracing the opportunities in front of you. To seize the moment, you must learn to let go. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you've made. Let go of the grudges, the guilt, the what ifs. Free yourself from the chains of the past so that you can fully engage in the present. When you do this, you open up space for new possibilities, new experiences, and new opportunities. Seizing the moment also means understanding that time is the one resource you can never get back. It's the one thing that we all have in common, and yet it's the one thing we often take for granted. We think we have all the time in the world, but the truth is, time is limited. Every moment that passes is one you'll never get back. And the more you waste time waiting for the perfect moment or the right time, the more you miss out on the beauty of life that's happening right now. Seizing the moment means making the most of every opportunity, no matter how small. It means taking action today, not tomorrow. It means doing what you can right now to create the life you want. Time doesn't wait, and neither should you. At its core, seizing the moment is about living with intention. It's about choosing to live consciously, to make decisions that align with your values, your passions, and your purpose. It's about being present in every moment and recognizing the power you have to shape your reality. Too often, we go through life on autopilot, letting the days slip by without really taking charge of our destiny. But when you make a conscious effort to live in the moment, to seize the opportunities that arise, you start to take control of your life. You start to create the future you want, one moment at a time. The key is to stay present, to stay aware, and to stay open to the possibilities that surround you. Life is not a dress rehearsal. This is it. The moment is now. The time to act is today. Seizing the moment is not just about making the big decisions, it's about living with purpose, with intention, and with a deep sense of gratitude for the present. It's about embracing every opportunity, big or small, and taking action in the direction of your dreams. The present is all we ever truly have. And the more we make of it, the more we create a life that is full of meaning, joy, and fulfillment. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it may never come. The perfect moment is right now. And if you seize it, you will create a life that is truly extraordinary.